family, welcome back to the channel, Celebrity Scandalous. Diddy is down bad right now, you guys. But before we get into it, please hit that like button. Now let's get into the mess. So even though Diddy, he's doing his time, he's expected to be out in about 2.5 years, he just keeps getting hit with bad news. So we're going to get into this article that just came out saying that one of his alleged victims is requesting that he turn in his medical records. Now, why is this important? Because she wants to know if she was exposed to any STDs in what she is alleging is his SA abuse. So when I was at the trial, one of the things that was talked about in the courtroom, it wasn't on record, but one of the things that was floating around, one of the rumors was that they didn't bring up medical records for Diddy or Cassie because they didn't want to humiliate her as a victim, because allegedly she had, contracted some things during the course of all of, the escapades with Diddy. However, Howard Clayton, the escort that is suing Cassie, has said that she gave him an STD as well. So there's a lot of allegations about the package, home in Virginia, and stuff like that. And y'all know what those initials mean. So it's just crazy that it's floating around. So let's get into this article about the medical records. So it says that there's a new lawsuit to force Diddy to reveal the results of his H to the I to the V test. Now, honestly, it's not a new lawsuit, but this is a new development in that lawsuit. It says Diddy's Netflix nightmare isn't over yet. Now the lawsuit wants his medical records exposed. So it says Sean Diddy Combs just had his entire life dragged into the spotlight by 50 Cent's explosive Netflix documentary. But Media Takeout has learned the fallout is not over yet, baby. Now, Diddy could be forced to reveal something even more personal than his past relationships or business dealings, his medical record. Now, we know medical records, for the most part, that's something that you don't have to disclose unless there's some reason. One of the dozens of lawsuits currently facing Diddy is taking a shocking turn. A woman named April Lampros, I know you guys heard of her earlier in the year, who claims she was actually assaulted by Diddy repeatedly during the mid-1990s, is asking the court to compel the rapper to turn over all of his medical records from that time period. According to newly filed legal docs, Lampros claims Diddy may have exposed her to serious and life-altering diseases during the alleged assaults. Now, here's the thing, April. So if you want his medical records, did you contract something? Because if you've been clean and this happened in the 90s, then why would it even be an issue? So that makes me go, you know what I'm saying? She wants to know exactly what risk she was put under. I mean, that's kind of a moot point, I think, at this stage, if you didn't contract something, but I don't know. It says the court filing seeks years of medical history. Lampros' attorney, Tyrone Blackburn, oh, here we go. Y'all know Tyrone has gotten into so much sanctions, all sorts of things. But anyway, filed a 10-page motion demanding that Diddy produce the results of all STD tests and all the H to the I and to the V tests that he had taken before and around about when the assaults happened. The filing argues that Diddy's medical status is directly relevant to the harm his accuser claims to have suffered. Her legal team says that she has a right to know whether she was unknowingly exposed to diseases that could affect her for the rest of her life. I mean, and I get it, but if you don't have anything like 20 years later, 30 years later, I would say it's a moot point. I mean, we're exposed to a lot of different things. I don't know. One of the allegations says, admit that prior to engaging in contact with April in 1995, you have been tested for sexually transmitted infections or diseases, including the package, and y'all know what the package is. So it goes on to kind of list, you know how they do, they list all the things they're asking. Admit that you did not disclose to April that you had tested positive for any actually diseases. So there's a list of the things that they're questioning in her motion. Okay, so now they're getting into the point that I'm kind of curious about. Why is this a big deal? Medical records are among the most protected documents in the legal system. Courts rarely force their release unless there's a compelling reason. I agree with that for sure. That's why HIPAA is so huge. If the judge grants this request, it would mark one of the most invasive legal setbacks Diddy has faced so far. So it says why prosecutors avoided this topic at trial. Now, while we were sitting in the gallery kind of just talking amongst some of the attorneys there, I mean, because it was a lot of people on both sides of the case. Some people for Cassie, some people for Diddy, attorneys as well that were sitting with us. in the overflow room. And one of the rumors that was circulating was that there had been some talks that somebody had some kind of a STD, but they did not want to further embarrass the people that were testifying. So it says, interestingly, during Diddy's recent federal trial, prosecutors avoided mentioning any issues related to STDs or the package. Legal experts believe this was done to avoid re-traumatizing alleged victims or introducing sensitive medical details that could derail the case. Okay, so that's kind of what we were told, you know, when we were sitting in the audience listening. But civil lawsuits play by different rules. It goes on to say Diddy's legal problems keep escalating. Diddy and his legal team have continued to deny all allegations, still with dozens of lawsuits piling up, and now the possibility of his medical history being dragged into open court. The pressure is intensifying. From Netflix documentaries to federal courtrooms, the walls are closing in, and if the judge orders those medical records to be released, the saga is about to get even darker. So, I mean, you know, this is all rumor, speculation, and all that stuff. But there were rumors that somebody may have had the package. That was one, that STD was on the table. Is it true? I don't know. But we definitely were privy to the fact that Cassie said that she constantly had different, you know, problems down there due to the amount of relations she was having. You know, with their freak offs and stuff like that. So it's not unlikely that somebody could have been infected with the package. I don't know. And also, you know, Cassie is now facing her own lawsuit from that Clayton Howard guy. So we'll just have to, you know, keep watching what's happening with this case. Because of this documentary, Diddy is facing a lot of more drama than I think he anticipated. We're going to talk about it in the next video. The fact that now they're talking about, well, of course, Diddy, of course, 50 is saying he's got so much more footage to release. And I think it's going to backfire on Diddy. And we'll talk about it. And also, they want to delve deeper into what happened to Kim Porter. And they're trying to say Diddy, you know, was a part of her demise as well. But anyway, y'all jump into the comments. Let me know your thoughts. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye.